We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you. We're only here to make you go.
Welcome to the stage, Senior Vice President of Products, Sundar Pichai.
Good morning. Welcome to Google I/O 2015. Thank you for joining us today. I know there were long lines. Thank you for making it in. We are being joined by over 2 million people on the live stream, so welcome to all of them as well. As always, we live stream I/O to many, many locations around the world. In fact, to over 460 locations in 90 countries across 6 continents. Let me invite
Ellie from the Google Play team. We're going to have a little quiz. So, does anyone know which film industry makes the most movies every year? Bollywood. I heard someone say Bollywood. Okay. Yep. You get an A. It's Bollywood. Okay. So, where is Hollywood in this list? Any guesses? 3. Okay. Another A. So, who is in number 2? Hollywood, Bollywood, and who's in the middle? Okay. It's actually Nollywood. That's the Nigerian film industry. And they're not only are they number 2 in terms of the number of films made, they're also number 3 globally in terms of the revenue in their film industry. And so we're going to talk about an app called Afrinolly based in Lagos, Nigeria, which is a mobile entertainment app. So, Nollywood makes about 1,000 movies per year, yeah? And they have a pretty low average production cost, and they've grown so popular that they've actually become the 2nd largest employer in all of Nigeria. And so directors recently have been focused on making even higher quality production value films using new technology to have very high resolution video and audio and producing great experiences. So what doesn't make sense here? We have 173 million people in Nigeria, and we have 50 movie theaters. So how does that even work, right? What's going on? And what we learn is that the Nigeria movie culture is based around DVDs. And this can work really well. You go to a city or a town in Nigeria, there's often stores and even people in the streets selling DVDs, and it's basically great. Until DVD making technology got way cheap, maybe even too cheap. And the problem now is that there's a serious problem with piracy of Nollywood DVDs. So if you're a filmmaker in Nigeria, you can actually have a serious problem in terms of making money to be able to create more great films. So the makers of Nollywood saw this problem. But again, they also saw an opportunity because there was a new trend also happening in Nigeria. And yep, it's the mobile phones again. Almost every adult in Nigeria has a mobile phone, and smartphones are growing really quickly too. They're also seeing a lot higher rates of mobile data access, and a lot of adults in Nigeria also get great Wi-Fi service when they're at work too. So this meant a new way for Nollywood directors to distribute their films to all of their fans. And so it's also easier for Nollywood films to reach the global fan base more quickly. So, you know, people in Nigeria are obviously fans, but also people all over Africa, and Brazil is also a huge market for Nollywood films too. So Afrinolly won the Android Developer Challenge 4 years ago in 2011. And the founders got the idea for their app because they saw some data on the top Google searches all over Africa. And a lot of them were searches about Nollywood movies. But at the time, there was no IMDb for African cinema. There really wasn't anywhere to send people. So they decided to create something, and they built Afrinolly to make this information broadly available. So they won the big prize here, $25,000, and they decided to invest that money in marketing the new Afrinolly app. And today, Afrinolly is basically your typical startup. They started with a handful of people. Now they have a team of 12. They're all based in Lagos, Nigeria. And their technical team, 5 people there on the right, are responsible for building the Afrinolly app as well as all of the technical services that Afrinolly works with. So we said that Afrinolly started out as a place to read about the latest Nollywood news and gossip. But now their app has over 4 million downloads, and Android is their fastest growing platform. And this has been building on the massive growth of Android in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. So of course, the set of features that they offered have grown too. In addition to news, you can also watch the latest Nollywood trailers and other video content. And now they're about to take the next step. We mentioned before the piracy problem and how they want to help people make money so that they can make more films. So they're going to be able to let people buy full-length movies within the Afrinolly app. This is going to create a new revenue stream for filmmakers, and people can either stream these movies or download them at work, maybe on the Wi-Fi, and then watch them at home offline. So they had this app, and they wondered, well, let's say that, what if we imagine a world where most of the movie viewing happened on mobile phones? What would be the best sort of content format for that? And they thought about short films. And that was cool because a lot of young directors make short films as well. It's a great way for people to get started. But the problem is there wasn't a well-established sort of framework in the customer's mind to actually be able to make money on short films. So they started a short film competition, and they now give away $100,000 worth of prizes every year. In the first year, they got 500 submissions from African filmmakers in 14 different countries. And then the Ford Foundation actually gave them a grant to train and mentor young filmmakers who had been part of the short film competition. And they ended up making a series of films designed to drive social change in West Africa. And these films are now distributed through the Afrinolly app. So, maybe we can try to load this. We have no slide. Hey! All right. All right, I'm going to describe what's on this slide. So, what we're seeing in our mind's eye is something called the Afrinolly space. So it's really cool. You get to see video studios. Whoa, we're going to go back. All right, we're going to go back. So you get to see video studios. You get to see lots of places to work. You get a high-tech editing space where you can use a high bandwidth connection and a lot of advanced video equipment. And you know, they're able to basically give filmmakers a place to be creative. And so they're going to start doing something new in the Afrinolly space this year. They're actually going to start teaching coding. They're going to give a coding class to a bunch of high school students, and they're actually going to teach more than coding to them too. They're going to be able to learn how to do filmmaking, how to do cinematography, screenwriting, and more. And so they're hoping that a lot of these young people will be able to create high-quality films, not only when they're teenagers, but may actually go on to pursue careers in the film industry in Nigeria. So that's how Afrinolly is using mobile technology to be able to connect film fans with filmmakers in a new way that would never have been possible before a few years ago. Thank you.
So at Google, we've always been working hard to build products for everyone in the world. We try to look at technology and see, by using technology, can we make a difference to a fundamental problem in people's lives? We want to make sure we leave no one behind. We want to provide Android for users the way they like it so that it works for them.